These pictures of Gilbert Leong Son with his family were perhaps his last. In 2011, he lost his life after a 2-year-old battle against the asbestos-related cancer, mesothelioma. In 2010, he had filed a lawsuit against his employers post the latter's failure to respond to a compensation notice. The first hearing for this was held recently at the Supreme Court.
We had to go to Singapore because we didn't know what he had exactly. We had several tests here in Mauritius, but then we had to proceed to Singapore to discover that he had contracted, was diagnosed of the mesothelioma cancer. They detected an asbestos fiber in his lung. He was working he was promoted to assistant factory manager, and his office was inside the factory. And in the factory there are insulators. All that he suffered through these 2 years of illness, surgery, 2 surgeries, and chemotherapy and radiotherapy and all that. And even what we are going through, me and my family, that's why we are going through this case.
The asbestos issue is not just confined to veterans of industrial work sites. Many residents of the Black River village, for instance, have been at risk due to their government-built asbestos dwellings for decades now. Activist Jasmine Toulouse gives us a quick tour.
Et là, il y a la casa juste à côté. Pour vous montrer un peu dans quel état la casa était. Ça, c'était la case en amiante, qui là, ben, voilà, depuis après cyclone Carole. Et voilà, là-haut en tôle. Et ici, ça c'est les plaques d'amiante. Tout ça là, c'est une plaque d'amiante. Et là, c'est plaques d'amiante qui cassent, fêlées. C'est là qu'il est plus dangereux, qui quand nous respirons, qui a la particule d'amiante, comme une aiguille. Ou respirer, il pique le poumon, ou gagne le CA, ou capable de tomber malade avec ça.
Activists like Reaz Chuttoo are of the view that the risk of asbestos is far from over due to its latency factor.
Asbestos can declare itself after 20 or more years. There are thousands of workers who have worked in sugar factories and other factories who have been exposed to asbestos till today. There are public officers working at the Emmanuel Anchi building in Port Louis. There are people working in public hospitals where they are exposed to asbestos, we call it ACM, asbestos-contained materials. There are still people being exposed today.
As for the risk in homes, Reaz Chuttoo says that there are 3,113 asbestos homes still standing all over Mauritius.
So there are tens of thousands of people who have lived in the EDC houses since 1962. So if you take the example of Black River, there are many IRS and ERS which have been built close by. So those people also, they are exposed.
The next hearing of the case filed by the Leong Son family is on 6th November. It is expected to be a landmark case that might bring forward similar plaints and thereby bring in some urgency to this issue.